What truly ignites the human spirit in connection? We seek love, yet often miss its deepest whispers. Beyond the surface, the heart has a hidden language, calling for more than we realize. The fifth depth will illuminate your path to truly profound bonds. Listen closely. Sin Soul. In the vast and intricate dance of human connection, one of the most profound, yet often silently held, desires of the heart is the yearning to have one's soul truly seen. This is not merely about being noticed, acknowledged for superficial attributes, or appreciated for a curated persona. It runs far deeper. It is the desire for our authentic essence, that core of our being that lies beneath all the layers of societal conditioning, learned behaviors, and protective masks, to be perceived, recognized, and accepted with genuine understanding and unconditional regard. This longing for soul-seeing is a fundamental human craving, a silent plea to be met at a level of truth that transcends the surface of everyday interaction. When this deep desire is met, it unlocks a sense of belonging, validation, and inner peace that is truly transformative, forming the bedrock of any profoundly meaningful bond. Often in our interactions, we present carefully constructed versions of ourselves, the competent professional, the dutiful family member, the charming friend. These roles, while sometimes necessary, can obscure the more vulnerable, intricate, and perhaps less polished reality of who we are at our core. The hidden language of the heart whispers a desire for someone to see past these facades, to glimpse the untamed landscapes within, the hidden dreams, the quiet sorrows, the unique sparks of light that define our individual spirit. This is not a desire to be exposed or judged, but to be known in our entirety, with all our complexities and contradictions, and to be met in that knowing space with a compassionate embrace rather than recoiling or misunderstanding. It is the longing to hear, in word or in deed, "I see you, the real you, and you are worthy of love just as you are." This desire for a seen soul is so potent because it touches upon our deepest need for authentic connection. When we feel that others only perceive a fragment of who we are or a version of us that we project to gain approval, a subtle sense of aloneness can persist even amidst many relationships. We may be surrounded, yet feel profoundly unseen. The true nourishment in connection comes when there is a resonance at the soul level, when the silent communication of authentic presence is met with an equally authentic receptivity. This requires a willingness from both individuals to be vulnerable, to lay down their defenses, and to encounter each other from a place of open-hearted presence. It is a sacred meeting ground where the spirit feels safe to unfurl its wings. The challenge in modern life is that the pace, the distractions, and the often superficial nature of many interactions do not easily lend themselves to this depth of seeing. It requires time, patience, and a genuine interest in going beyond the surface. It demands a quality of listening that hears not just the words spoken, but the emotions, intentions, and unspoken truths that lie beneath. It calls for an intuition that can sense the subtle cues of another's inner world. When someone offers us this gift of deep seeing, when they truly get us beyond our words, beyond our defenses, it is an experience of profound validation. It's as if a missing piece of ourselves has been found and lovingly placed back into the whole. Cultivating the capacity to see another's soul and to allow our own to be seen is a journey of courage and trust. It means being willing to reveal our own imperfections and vulnerabilities, knowing that this is the path to true intimacy. It means extending compassion and understanding to others, recognizing that their outward behaviors often mask deeper, unseen realities. This reciprocal dance of revealing and receiving, of seeing and being seen, is what weaves the strongest and most resilient threads of connection. It moves beyond the transactional nature of some relationships into the realm of the truly sacred, where hearts recognize and honor each other at the deepest level. When this profound desire is unmet, individuals may resort to various behaviors, often unconsciously, in an attempt to feel seen. They might become louder, more demanding of attention, or conversely, withdraw into themselves, convinced that no one can truly understand them. These are often poignant expressions of a starving soul, yearning for genuine recognition. Understanding this hidden depth of human desire allows us to approach such behaviors with more empathy, recognizing them not as character flaws, but as cries from the heart seeking acknowledgement of its true nature. The path to truly helping or connecting begins with trying to perceive that unseen soul. Therefore, the first hidden language of the heart speaks of this deep yearning to be seen in our authentic wholeness. It is a desire that, when fulfilled, brings an unparalleled sense of peace, belonging, and vibrant connection. It calls us to cultivate the courage to be vulnerable, the patience to truly listen, and the compassion to meet each other beyond the masks we wear, in that sacred space where souls touch and authentic human connection blossoms into its fullest, most beautiful expression. This is not just a desire, it's a fundamental nutrient for the human spirit, a key to unlocking relationships that genuinely sustain and uplift. When your soul feels seen by another, it's as if the universe itself affirms your existence, and in that affirmation, you find the strength to be even more fully and authentically yourself. This is a desire that operates often below the threshold of our daily awareness, yet its fulfillment, or lack thereof, profoundly shapes the quality of our inner lives and our relational bonds. It is the silent, constant prayer of the heart for true witness. Shared path. Beyond the profound need to be truly seen, another deep and often unspoken desire of the human heart is the yearning for a shared path. This is not merely about having companionship or someone to pass the time with. It goes to the core of our longing for meaning, growth, and the experience of journeying through life with a sense of mutual purpose and evolving understanding alongside another. It's the desire to have a fellow traveler, a kindred spirit with whom we can navigate the complexities of existence, share our discoveries, support each other's unfolding, and feel that our individual journey is enriched and made more meaningful by the presence and participation of another who is, in their own way, committed to a similar voyage of awareness, learning, and conscious living. This hidden language speaks of a desire for connection that is not static but dynamic, a living, breathing co-creation of experience. This desire for a shared path acknowledges that life is a process of continual evolution. We are not the same people today as we were yesterday, nor will we be the same tomorrow. The heart longs for connections that can embrace and support this ongoing transformation rather than seeking to hold us in a fixed or familiar past. It's the yearning for a partner, a friend, a collaborator who is willing to grow alongside us, who celebrates our expansion, and who is, in turn, committed to their own personal development. This doesn't mean both individuals must evolve at the exact same pace or in the exact same way, but that there is a mutual respect for and encouragement of each other's journey towards greater wholeness and authenticity. It's a desire for a bond that feels like an unfolding adventure rather than a settled destination. The path itself can take many forms. It might be a shared spiritual journey, a commitment to a particular way of life based on shared values, a mutual dedication to creative expression, a joint effort to make a positive impact in the world, or simply a deep, ongoing exploration of what it means to live a conscious and meaningful life together. What matters is the sense of shared direction, the feeling that both individuals are looking towards a similar horizon, even if they walk their individual segments of the path with their own unique steps. This shared orientation creates a powerful sense of camaraderie, a feeling of "we're in this together," which can be incredibly sustaining, especially during challenging times. This desire for a shared path is often hidden because it requires a level of vulnerability and trust that can be frightening. To invite another onto our most intimate journey of self-discovery means exposing our uncertainties, our struggles, and our deepest aspirations. It also requires a commitment to meet the other person in their own unfolding with patience and non-judgment. Yet when this desire is met, the rewards are immeasurable. The presence of a fellow traveler can provide courage when our own falters, offer new perspectives when we feel stuck, and mirror back to us our own strengths and progress, which we might otherwise overlook. The journey itself becomes richer, imbued with the joy of shared experience and the strength of mutual support. When this deep longing for a shared path goes unfulfilled, connections can begin to feel stagnant or misaligned. One person might feel they are outgrowing the relationship, or that their partner is not interested in the deeper explorations that now call to them. This can lead to a sense of loneliness within the connection, a feeling that one is walking an important part of their life's journey alone, even if physically accompanied. The unspoken language of the heart then whispers of a yearning for more, for a companion who can meet them at this evolving edge of their being. This is not necessarily a judgment on the other person, but an acknowledgement that paths, at times, diverge, or that the initial basis for connection did not encompass this depth of shared unfolding. Nurturing this desire within a connection involves conscious effort. It requires open communication about individual aspirations and shared dreams. It necessitates creating space for each person's growth, even if it leads them in temporarily different directions, trusting in the underlying bond. It involves celebrating each other's successes, supporting each other through challenges, and continually rediscovering a shared sense of purpose or exploration. It's about being willing to ask, where are we going, both individually and together, and how can we support each other on this journey? This kind of conscious engagement keeps the connection alive, vibrant, and deeply fulfilling. The desire for a shared path speaks to our innate understanding that we are not meant to navigate the complexities of life in complete isolation, especially the inner journey of becoming. It's a yearning for a soul companion who walks with us, not always in lockstep, but in resonant harmony, towards a greater understanding of ourselves, each other, and the mysteries of existence. Recognizing this hidden language of the heart allows us to seek and cultivate connections that are not just about comfort or convenience, but about profound, mutual enlivening and the joyous unfolding of a co-created journey. It's about finding that precious alchemy where two individual paths become richer, deeper, and more illuminated because they are, for a time or a lifetime, lovingly intertwined. This profound desire speaks to the very human need to make our personal journey meaningful through shared experience and mutual elevation, a key to connection that goes far beyond surface-level compatibility. Safe harbor, at the very core of the human heart's hidden language, is a profound and fundamental desire for a safe harbor in our connections. This is more than just physical safety. It speaks to the deep-seated need for emotional security, unwavering trust, and a relational space where vulnerability is not only accepted but held with reverence as a sacred bridge to true intimacy rather than a weakness to be exploited or judged. This yearning for a sanctuary where the spirit can rest, be authentic, and feel deeply secure is a primal undercurrent in our search for meaningful bonds. When this deep desire for a safe harbor is met, it allows individuals to lower their defenses, to express their truest selves, and to build connections of profound resilience and enduring depth. Without this foundation of safety, the heart remains guarded, and the true potential of connection cannot fully blossom. This emotional safety is the fertile ground upon which all other aspects of a deep connection can grow. It is the felt sense that one can reveal their innermost thoughts, feelings, fears, and dreams without risk of ridicule, betrayal, or emotional abandonment. It's knowing that even in moments of weakness, imperfection, or profound struggle, the other person will remain a steadfast, compassionate presence. This kind of safety is not built overnight. It is carefully constructed brick by brick through consistent acts of trustworthiness, empathy, reliability, and respectful communication. It's the unspoken assurance that you are safe with me, your heart is safe here. When this assurance is deeply felt, it allows an individual to exhale, to let go of the tension of constant self-protection, and to simply be. The desire for such a safe harbor is often hidden or unarticulated because vulnerability itself can feel inherently risky. Past hurts, betrayals in previous relationships, or childhood experiences where emotional expression was met with criticism or indifference can teach us to build walls around our hearts. We learn to protect ourselves by not revealing too much, by maintaining an emotional distance, or by presenting a persona of invulnerability. Yet beneath these protective layers, the longing for a place where these defenses are no longer necessary remains powerful. It's the silent prayer of the soul for a haven where it can be truly undefended and deeply cherished in that raw, authentic state. When this need for emotional safety is not met within a connection, the consequences can be significant. Individuals may feel chronically anxious, constantly on guard, unable to truly relax or be themselves. They might find themselves editing their words, suppressing their feelings, or walking on eggshells, fearing that any misstep could lead to conflict, criticism, or withdrawal of affection. Such dynamics are draining and unsustainable, slowly eroding the foundation of the relationship. The heart, lacking its safe harbor, cannot find true rest, and the connection, however much it might appear to function on the surface, will lack the deep sense of trust and security that allows for genuine intimacy and mutual thriving. The uncontrollable reactivity often seen in insecure relationships stems directly from this unmet need for a consistently safe base. Creating a safe harbor in a relationship is a mutual responsibility, requiring conscious effort from both individuals. It involves active listening, where the goal is to understand rather than to win an argument. It necessitates expressing empathy, truly trying to feel what the other person is feeling. It demands unwavering reliability, being there when you say you will be, honoring commitments, and being a consistent source of support. It also requires the courage to handle conflict constructively, to repair rifts with honesty and humility, and to reaffirm the underlying bond of care even amidst disagreements. These actions, consistently practiced, weave a tapestry of trust that becomes the sanctuary the heart longs for. This depth of desire for a place of absolute emotional trustworthiness is so fundamental because it allows us to heal and to grow. When we feel safe, we are more willing to explore our own shadows, to confront our fears, and to take the risks necessary for personal evolution, knowing that we have a secure base to return to. The presence of a safe harbor encourages authenticity because there is no need to pretend or perform to earn love or acceptance. It allows the deepest, most tender parts of ourselves to emerge and be met with kindness, fostering a profound sense of self-worth and inner peace. Therefore, recognizing the hidden language of the heart that calls for a safe harbor is essential for building connections that are not only lasting but also deeply healing and life-affirming. It invites us to ask ourselves, am I creating a space of emotional safety for the people in my life? And am I seeking out and nurturing connections where my own heart feels genuinely secure? When we honor this profound human need, both in ourselves and in others, we unlock the potential for relationships to become true sanctuaries, places where souls can rest, spirits can flourish, and the hidden depths of love can be fearlessly explored. This is the bedrock upon which all true and lasting human connection is built, a silent desire that, when met, changes everything. It is a fundamental human right within connection, not a luxury. Purpose flame, another deep, often unseen desire that speaks from the hidden language of the heart, is the yearning for connection to ignite or share in a purpose flame. This is the longing for our relationships to not merely be sources of comfort, companionship, or personal fulfillment, but also to resonate with, support, or even co-create a sense of meaning and purpose that extends beyond the individuals involved. It's the desire for our bonds to feel connected to something larger, for our shared energies to contribute to a greater good, or for the connection itself to provide the strength and inspiration needed to pursue our individual callings with greater passion and clarity. This isn't always about grand, world-changing missions. It can be as simple as the feeling that our relationship helps us to become better human beings, to contribute more positively to our immediate world, or to live more in alignment with our deepest values. This desire stems from the innate human need to feel that our lives have significance, that we are part of something meaningful. While individual purpose is a deeply personal journey, the presence of a supportive and understanding connection can act as a powerful catalyst. When we feel that our partner or close companions believe in our dreams, understand our passions, and encourage our efforts to make a difference, however small, it can fan the flames of our own motivation and resilience. Conversely, if a connection feels indifferent to or even dismissive of our deepest aspirations and sense of purpose, it can lead to a subtle sense of internal dissonance, a feeling that a vital part of ourselves is not being seen or supported. The heart then whispers for a bond that resonates with this core aspect of our being. The purpose flame can manifest in various ways within a connection. It might be a shared commitment to a cause, a joint creative project, or a mutual dedication to raising a family with particular values. It could also be the profound, often unspoken, support one person provides for another's individual calling, being the steadfast believer, the quiet encourager, the one who helps them stay true to their path even when doubts arise. In these instances, the relationship itself becomes a container that nurtures the blossoming of each individual's unique contribution to the world. There's a sense that, together, we are more, not just as a couple or a unit, but as forces for good, aligned with a deeper meaning. This desire is often hidden because it touches upon very personal and sometimes vulnerable aspirations. Sharing our deepest dreams and sense of purpose requires immense trust, as these are often tender, nascent parts of ourselves. We might fear ridicule, lack of understanding, or that our partner will not share the same level of passion or commitment. Yet, when we find a connection where this purpose flame is mutually recognized and fanned, it creates an extraordinary synergy. The relationship becomes a source of boundless energy, inspiration, and a profound sense of shared significance that elevates it far beyond the realm of ordinary companionship. When this desire for a purpose-infused connection is unfulfilled, a subtle sense of emptiness or lack of direction can pervade even otherwise comfortable relationships. There might be a feeling that something is missing, a quiet yearning for the connection to be about more than just day-to-day existence. This isn't necessarily a fault of either individual, but perhaps an indication that the potential for a shared or mutually supportive purpose has not yet been explored or ignited. The hidden language of the heart might then express itself as a restlessness, a seeking for deeper meaning that it hopes to find reflected or supported in its most important bonds. Understanding this is key to moving beyond simply existing together to truly co-creating a life of shared value. Cultivating this purpose flame within a connection involves open dialogue about what truly matters to each individual. It means asking, what are your deepest passions? What impact do you wish to have? How can we support each other in living a life that feels meaningful and aligned with our values? It involves being genuinely interested in your partner's aspirations, offering encouragement, and being willing to make space for their pursuit of purpose, even if it requires sacrifice or adjustment. It also means looking for ways that your combined energies can create something positive, whether within your family, your community, or the wider world. This shared endeavor, this sense of contributing to something beyond yourselves, forges an incredibly powerful and lasting bond. The hidden desire for a connection that ignites and shares a purpose flame speaks to our soul's longing to live a life of significance and to share that journey with those we love. When our relationships become conduits for this deeper sense of meaning, they transcend the mundane and become sources of profound inspiration, strength, and joy. Recognizing this subtle yet powerful yearning allows us to build connections that not only nourish our individual hearts, but also contribute to the light and goodness in the world, making the shared journey one of deep and lasting fulfillment. This is the alchemy that turns ordinary relating into a sacred partnership, burning brightly with a shared understanding of life's deeper callings. Unbound spirit. The fifth and perhaps most transformative depth of human desire that speaks from the hidden language of the heart is the profound yearning for our connections to nurture an unbound spirit. This is the deep-seated wish for our relationships, particularly our most intimate ones, to be spaces not of confinement, but of liberation, environments where our authentic self, our unique spirit, feels not just tolerated, but actively encouraged to express itself freely, to grow without artificial limits, and to soar to its fullest potential. It's the desire for a love that doesn't seek to possess, control, or mold, but rather one that champions the inherent sovereignty and ongoing unfolding of each individual. When this desire for an unbound spirit is met, it creates a connection that is vibrant, expansive, and deeply empowering for all involved. Often, relationships can, consciously or unconsciously, fall into patterns of expectation, subtle control, or the imposition of limitations. One partner might try to shape the other into their ideal, or fear of loss might lead to possessiveness, or unexamined societal norms might dictate restrictive roles. While these dynamics can provide a temporary illusion of security or predictability, they ultimately stifle the life force, the vibrant, unique essence of the individuals involved. The spirit, by its very nature, longs for freedom, for authentic expression, for the room to explore, to err, to learn, and to evolve. When a connection feels constricting, when there is a sense that one must diminish parts of oneself to fit in or maintain peace, the hidden language of the heart cries out for an unbound existence. This desire for an unbound spirit is not a call for a lack of commitment or a disregard for the responsibilities that come with relationship. Rather, it is a longing for a commitment that is founded on mutual respect for each other's individual journey and inherent autonomy. It's the desire for a partner who celebrates your unique strengths, who supports your exploration of new horizons, even if they seem unfamiliar or challenging, and who trusts in your capacity to navigate your own path, even as you navigate a shared one. It's knowing that your growth, your joy, your authentic self-expression is not a threat to the connection, but rather an enrichment of it. This creates a profound sense of liberation within the bond itself. Nurturing an unbound spirit within a connection requires immense trust, profound self-awareness, and a courageous letting go of egoic needs for control. It means being willing to see your partner as a separate, whole individual with their own unique destiny, rather than an extension of yourself or someone who exists primarily to meet your needs. It involves actively encouraging their passions, supporting their individual friendships and interests, and making space for their solitude and personal reflection. It's about being their staunchest ally in their quest to become the fullest expression of who they are meant to be, understanding that their wholeness contributes to the health and vitality of the relationship. This is love expressed not as a cage, however gilded, but as a boundless sky. When this profound desire for freedom and authentic self-expression is honored, the connection itself becomes a dynamic and exciting space. There is less fear of judgment, less need for pretense, and a greater capacity for genuine intimacy, which thrives on authenticity. Both individuals feel empowered to bring their whole selves to the relationship, knowing that they will be met with acceptance and encouragement. This doesn't mean an absence of conflict or challenge, but it means that conflicts are navigated with a deep underlying respect for each other's individuality and a commitment to fostering mutual growth rather than imposing conformity. The uncontrollable aspect often perceived in a free spirit becomes, in a loving context, their most precious gift, their vibrant, unique contribution. This key is often the most hidden and perhaps the most pivotal because it calls into question many conventional notions of love and partnership that can be subtly possessive or limiting. To truly desire an unbound spirit in oneself and in another requires a profound inner security and a deep understanding that true love liberates, it does not bind. It's about finding that exquisite balance where deep connection and individual freedom not only coexist but mutually enhance each other. This is the dance of intimacy at its highest expression. Two whole sovereign spirits choosing to journey together, not to complete each other, but to celebrate and support each other's radiant unfolding. Recognizing this silent yearning of the heart for an unbound spirit allows us to cultivate relationships that are not just safe and supportive, but truly life-enhancing and expansive. It calls us to be brave enough to offer this freedom and to expect it for ourselves. When we embrace this desire, our connections transform into sacred partnerships, where the flame of each individual spirit can burn brightly, unimpeded, illuminating the shared path with an unparalleled joy, vibrancy, and a boundless potential for co-creation. This is the ultimate expression of love, one that sets the beloved and oneself free to be all that they are truly meant to be. This changes not only the connection, but the very way we understand what it means to love and be loved. The hidden language of the heart speaks of desires far deeper than fleeting attractions or surface-level compatibilities. It yearns for the soul to be truly seen, for a shared path of mutual growth, for the unwavering safety of a trusted harbor, for connection to ignite a flame of purpose, and ultimately, for the spirit to feel joyously unbound and free. When we learn to listen to these subtle yet profound whispers, both within ourselves and in others, we unlock the keys to creating connections that are not only enduring, but are deeply nourishing, transformative, and reflective of the truest, most expansive capacities of the human spirit. This is the journey beyond the veil into the sacred depths where genuine human connection finds its most profound and life-affirming expression.